Okay, now I think you can hear me. I got to remind myself to turn the headphones on. It seems to work a lot better that way. 24 seconds left in the first period, all tied up. Just had a couple shots traded back and forth. House had a little opportunity at the edge of the mat earlier, and Walls has had a couple chances as well, but we're down to the final seconds here in the first period. Oh, we got extended. He better hang on to that leg. And the final 2 seconds, a scramble situation. Oh, no points awarded. And that is the case right there at the end of the period where Luke House might have been better to. He was trying to score points, so hats off to him, but just get out of that. He was in a bad position, so getting in that scramble like that probably wasn't going to help him out. Thankfully, no points scored, 0-0 heading into the second period. Nice sit out there. Sit out to a switch kind of, but got extended. Needs to let go of that leg and get back into a good position. Build that base up again. Walls of South Tama. Once again listed as a freshman. And Luke House a senior, so we've got the age and experience. We'll see if it plays out that way. Walls so far has been wrestling pretty well so far. Like I said, especially against a senior, sometimes you get a little intimidation factor, but he has not shown that yet. There's Walsh getting loose. See if House can end up on the top position here, and they go out of bounds. No change. Good job of getting into those kind of scrambles a little bit. He got his hips cleared and got himself away. Just needed to regain control a little bit. Once he broke free, kind of turned into another scramble. There's a nice sit out and go the opposite way, but you can't sit still. It's a nice little sit out series there by House. Did a good job, but as soon as he squared up, broke free, got the point, got his knees kind of stuck in the mat there. Looking at his opponent grabbed hold of the head, spun around behind, and picked up 2. 42 seconds left in the second period here at 152. All right, down to 27 seconds left in the second period. Luke needs to keep those wrists freed up. Got to do 2 things at one time here. We got to keep those arms freed up, and we got to get our base built back up again. That right leg and right hip getting kind of stuck on the mat. Need to get that right leg back underneath of you again. Good thing we're going to get a new start here with 18 seconds left. There's a good sit out. We've hit this sit out before. Something's not right with Luke. He was kind of in pain there after that sit out. I don't know if he's got any injury issues going on or not, but something didn't look quite right there on that sit out. Seems kind of slow. Seems kind of slow right now as he's getting out of that down position and so on. It's a 2-1 score right now. House with an escape. And Walls of South Tama with the takedown. Here at 152, this is the first match. There's the escape by Walls, 3-1 score. Takedown will tie it up for House. First match of this dual meet at 152. JV wrestler did an outstanding job here earlier. 13 matches wrestled. They were 10-3. There's Walls with an outside single leg. Let's see if good job of stepping down and countering that by House. Now he needs to be careful here on the edge. Get himself in a good position. Nope, gonna go out of bounds. House is doing a good job of trying to get offense. Needs to set things up just a little bit better. Be a little more crisp in what he's doing. He's had an outside carry attempt earlier in the match. Looked pretty good. Just not set up quite right, and the same thing here at the edge of the mat. There's a shot attempt by House, but we need to circle back out. Don't go straight back. Circle out, circle out. And gives up the takedown. His opponent started to drive back into him. And anytime you're not circling back out of that shot, that's when your opponent's going to bulldoze forward. Got our feet tied up, and Walsh gets the takedown. 5-1 score right now with 45 seconds left in the third period. So we'll see what House can come up with. He's done a pretty good job in the down position once he gets his base built. But that's kind of the battle right now, is getting that base built. Final 30 seconds now.
What you doing under there?
Okay, now we got the knees on the mat. Now we need to keep those hands free. Warning on House. So 5-1 score, 17 seconds left in the third period. He can maintain his base here a little bit off the whistle and then go into the first move. He's had some nice sit-outs and switches. Oh, turned right into that cradle, and that's gonna not only give his opponent control and get him broken net back down again. Now he's actually fighting off a cradle here right at the end of the match, and that's how it's going to wrap up. Lost by decision, Luke House, 5-1. So, dual meet score. South Tama is going to jump ahead here in this first match. 3-0 dual meet score. With that loss by Luke House. So at 160 here, we have Isaac Judge of South Tama and Jake Jewell. Jake Jewell had a heck of a go before Christmas. Wrestled several ranked wrestlers at the Battle of Waterloo. I know at one point in time he wrestled number 3 in the state, I believe it was, from Adele, and just lost by 2 points. Went out and wrestled then Al Burnett's number 1 ranked wrestler at 160, and got himself in a little trouble and ended up getting pinned in that match, but it was a really close match ahead of that. Jake Jewell now in the front headlock. Got to find a way out of this front headlock, and almost went underneath, but that wouldn't have worked out very good with his arm outside of his opponents. There's a long double leg by Jewell, but he's so good here at pulling it all in. Somehow he gets extended. Pretty strong. He can usually bring those hips back in. Opponent's doing a good job of skipping over his attempt at trapping the leg. Now we're 54 seconds left in the first period. Needs to keep his head up. The wrestler that wins here is the wrestler that can keep their head up, and that's a good job by Jake getting his head up in the air. 42 seconds left. Jake just needs to either settle in here for a stalemate, see if he can score. Stalemate is called. No points scored. All tied up 0-0. 36 seconds left in the first period. Jake Jewell and Isaac Judge. Judge listed as a sophomore, and Jewell a senior for Independence. Ranked senior, there's a snap down, go behind. Judge does a good job of countering, but Jewell is able to gather up the legs. 13 seconds left in the first period. And they go out of bounds. New start back in the middle. Oh wow, quick move by Judge right off the whistle. Jake's gonna have to hang on. Gonna have to hang on tight. He's getting stretched out pretty good here, and thankfully does keep those hands locked. It's gonna be a good match here. 2-0 score.
Chooses bottom position. Match score, Independence 2, South Tama 0.
And Jake Jewell starting in the top position here. Beginning of the second period, ahead 2-0 after that takedown. Oh, it's going to get in this scramble again, hanging on that ankle. See where this ends up. This is where Jake's got to get his head back up in the air again. No change so far. Got to be close to a stalemate here. Can't really go anywhere. There we go. We're so tied up so high around the thigh there. I'm gonna go ahead and cut him loose. So a 2-1 score now. 2-1 score. Jake Jewell ahead. 1:17 left in the second period. Jake's gonna have to spend a lot of time and energy on that last shot. He's gonna have to set things up just a little bit better. Try to get in those legs just a little bit better than he did in his first takedown. There he's in on another single leg. Gonna have to keep reeling him in here. But Judge has that inside ankle. Hope the referee has his eyes on that. Got to be careful here. Judge, a sophomore, ranked ahead of Jewell right now. Took me a little while to dig that up, but Judge ranked number 5 and Jewell ranked number 6. Jake needs to, at a minimum, stay right here, keep that ankle tied up. There we go. If Jake can't get his left leg freed up, this will probably end up as a stalemate with 17 seconds left. Good job by Jake. That's the elevate. That's kind of where he wants to be. Coach is yelling heads up. That's where he wants to be. Head up. Needs to try and rotate through. There he goes. Swim over top. Needs to get his head out. Oh, his opponent still has that ankle though. Can't get that ankle loosened up, and that's no change through all that. 2-1 score. Jake's going to go in the down position. Jewell ahead 2-1. And like I said, these got 2 ranked wrestlers out here. Pretty impressive for Judge as a sophomore to be ranked top 5 in the state here at 160. Jake Jewell ranked number 6, and that's that change in rankings for Jewell. That comes from a couple of losses that he had at the Battle of Waterloo. Kind of nudged him down the rankings just a little bit. Nice escape by Jake Jewell. 3-1 score. It's going to come down to a takedown. Either a takedown by South Tama or avoiding a takedown by Jewell. There's Jewell in on that leg again. He needs to circle just a little bit better. He's getting his knees stuck on the mat and needs to circle. This is where he doesn't want to be, and this is where he got in against the opponent from Al Burnett. He got in these positions against Al Burnett and got into a scramble. And that's kind of where he's at right now. He's in a little bit of a scramble. 1:04 left, right at the edge of the mat. Boy, this can go either direction right now. Get the inside leg. He needs to swim. He needs to try and swim through, control the hips. He's got to get his head up now because we're gonna get Judge scooting his hips. Oh, the referee went stalemate. That was kind of a close one. We've had Jake in on all the shots so far, so Jake just lets himself get extended on those shots. We've wasted a ton of time. 3 good shots, 35 seconds left in the third period. Probably should have had that last one, but allowed himself to get stretched out. He needs to keep moving his feet. 25 seconds left in the third period. There's a shot. Now he's getting in and hanging on, and he's got to break that habit. This is what happened against his opponent from Adel. It's what happened against his opponent from Al Burnett. We're getting in on that. We've got to be careful where our opponent's not going to rip our knee out too bad either. Now he needs to switch over to the other leg. There's a win. Wow, 3-1. No, 2.6. He stalemated it. So make sure you're moving your feet right off the whistle. South 2.6 seconds left here in the third period. There's probably another caution there, but not going to happen. So, wow, good match there. Had the number 6 and number 5 ranked wrestler in the state, and Jake Jewell comes out with the win by decision. 3-1. Wow, tough match there. All tied up 3-3 now in this dual meet.
Now wrestling at 170 pounds.
Jake's got some things to work on.
For the
Gets an
Mustangs,
opportunity
Nick
to
Holt.
hopefully see this
For the
match
Trojans,
on
Josh
tape.
Thiessen.
He's taking good shots. He's got that outside single leg nailed down on the right-hand side. He's going to get that every single time, but he needs to get himself finishing that thing off. Okay, Nick Holt on the mat now for Independence here at 170, wrestling Josh Thiessen. Thiessen of South Tama, and Nick Holt, Independence. Nick right now, Nick ranked number 5 in state for Independence, a senior, and Thiessen, a sophomore for South Tama. There's Holt with the chicken wing, starting to move pressure forward, had the far wrist. Good job by Thiessen of breaking that. 1:20 left in the first period. Holt ahead 2-0. Got control of that right arm pretty good. Going to bar it up across his back. Needs to control those hips a little bit, so he's going to go ahead and hook an ankle. It's a good move by Nick. Trying to, one of two things. He's going to try and scoop under the arm. Oh, there he goes over top of the head, jacks the elbow up, and that's going to be a fall. So a win by fall for Nick Holt in 103. And so Independence jumps ahead in the dual meet, 9-3. And we go to 182. At 182, we got Elliot Ryan stepping on the mat.
Now wrestling at 182 pounds for the Mustangs, Elliot Ryan. For your Trojans, Dalton Rosenberg.
Okay, Dalton Rosenberg of South Tama, a sophomore. South Tama's got some pretty good young wrestlers here. Started out with a freshman, now 3 sophomores in a row, and those are all at the kind of the upper weights. So they're going to get an opportunity to grow up a little bit this year and take some lumps probably along the way. But hats off to them for having those young wrestlers there. 1:39 left in the first period. Elliot Ryan on the mat against Dalton Rosenberg. Here's Ryan with the little snap down. Let's see what he can make happen here with the front headlock. Trying to come around behind. Rosenberg able to stay square. I think we're gonna run out of room here to make anything big happen. Now we need to use the space, get ourselves in a little better position. A shot on the edge by Rosenberg, out of bounds, back to the middle. Each guy controlling each other's wrists. Got to make something happen from that. 1:02 left in the first period. Independence ahead 9-3 in the dual meet right now. Started off at 152, a loss by decision by Luke House. Lost by decision 5-1. Jake Jewell then won by decision 3-1 over a ranked wrestler.
2-point takedown, Independence.
Oh, he's got that inside. Yeah, we got to be careful with that. Got the headlocks flying. Elliott's pretty good at scrambles though, so I kind of held my breath a little bit there. Elliott doesn't mind getting into a little bit of a scramble. He can always seem to end up on top there. 4-2 score after that little flurry there. Got the takedown by Ryan, then a reversal, then picked it back up again. Now Ryan ties up that arm nice and tight, and it's going to be, yep, there's the fall. That's what Elliott has a knack for the fall, no doubt about it. It's a nice pin for Elliot Ryan, and the dual meet score 15-3, Independence ahead. At the end of 182, at 195, we got Matt McMillan. And we're going to get a forfeit. So 21-3 is the dual meet score. Matt McMillan picks up a forfeit for Independence. And we got heading over here. We got Lane McMartin stepping on the mat, I know, for Independence.
Now wrestling 220 pounds.
And Justin Suhanik,
For
I
the
believe.
Mustangs,
We'll see.
Lane McMartin. For the Trojans, Andrew Peters.
Oh, they went ahead and moved up their 95-pounder. Okay. So it's Andrew Peters. Andrew Peters bumped up. Andrew Peters for South Tama, a senior, bumped up from 195 to 220. Wrestling Lane McMartin, Independence. So dual meet score 21-3 right now after that forfeit. 5 matches into the dual meet right now. Should have a little bit of size here. 195-pound wrestler moving up, so see if we can use that. If it doesn't show up in the first period, if we can get ourselves into the second or third period, that size advantage should show up. It'll make it a lot easier to battle kind of in this collar tie position that they're in right now. That extra weight should come back to Lane's advantage maybe later on in the match. 52 seconds left in the first period. Right now, we just got to keep pummeling. Lane needs to keep battling for inside position here. Establish position and be careful. He wants to take that shot, and it's almost there. If we can just keep pummeling and get things in just a little bit better position. There's a nice job. Wow. Nice high crotch. Way to go. Saw that elbow high and went ahead and took it. That's a nice explosive shot by McMartin. Almost didn't turn his hips fast enough. Almost blew right through his opponent. Now he's going for a power half, but he's got to probably put a leg in if he's going to do that. He didn't have control of the hips, so we had that pause there. And even though he was up over top and being strong with a half Nelson and pushing the head down heavy, he didn't really have the hips controlled. And Peters of South Tama was able to take advantage of that, get the escape at the end of the period. So 2-1 score, McMartin ahead. And McMartin's going to go down here at the beginning of the second period. We're at 220 pounds. Peters moved up from 195. We took the forfeit at 195, moved up to 220. Oh, nice job, McMartin. Good job. Sit out, stand up, and square it up really nicely there. Now he's got to be careful on those. Be careful when he squares back up with his opponent in that stand-up. Needs to square back up, in control, in a good position. He snapped through pretty quickly. Got Troy Studebaker, through the wonders of technology, letting me know that Jake Jewell lost to Judge earlier in the season. And so Judge, that's why Judge was ranked ahead of Jake Jewell. That's the 5-6 ranking. So good job by Jake Jewell coming back and getting that win. Hats off to him for that. Nice, another takedown by Lane McMartin. Almost missed that, but good job. He's doing a great job up on his feet. That's going to be real positive for him moving forward. Moving forward in the season, that's if he can continue on his feet like he's going right now, that's going to pay off by the end of the year. Keep at it these next 3-4 weeks and improve. 5-2 score, 45 seconds left in the second period. Here's that collar tie position. And with his left arm, he needs to keep battling inside. He's got it. You can see he's got it across his chest. He needs to keep pummeling in. There you go. There's a head down. There's a nice drop double. Boom. And he keeps the toes in. Oh, I don't know if you can see that on the screen or not, but boy, those toes were right on the edge and kept them in. That's, tell you what, I don't know if a little switch clicked in for Lane over Christmas break, but he looks really, really good on his feet right now. 7-2, 23 seconds left in the second period. Stand up by Peters. McMartin going to run him out of bounds, it looks like. They'll probably get a new start here. Yep, 16 seconds left in the second period here at 2:20 once again. McMartin ahead, 7-2, doing a good job. Boy, I'll tell you what. Well, with 16 seconds, he's going to ride him out, but I'm liking Lane on his feet right now. Although we don't want to cut him loose right here. We want to get him back down to the mat. That's not what we wanted. He needs to pummel in like he has before. Come heavy on the head, pummel in, and drive. I'd love to see him go back for another double leg. Kind of want that point back. That's a point you don't want to give up with 16 seconds left. So going to have to maybe do a little bit better job of finding an ankle to control, maybe getting some better hand control right off the whistle. So something to work on in the practice room. What's a go-to to stop a guy's first motion? Stopped it here with the ankle. That's good, but he's not driving forward and breaking the hips down. As soon as he sets the ankle back down, his opponent has the exact same position. And what he's doing there by reaching over top, usually you do that with the leg in. So he's got to get a couple things polished up here, trying to go over the head and pull him back, but typically you got a leg in with that. You got a leg in to control the hips, that way you can control the head and shoulders. And right now he's got the power half going, but doesn't really have the hips controlled. And if South Tama slides those hips, now he's going to give us a cradle, not quite. Ooh, almost went head to knee there. See, and there's that the hip control. We're missing out on the hip control a little bit, so something to improve on. 7-4 score now with that escape. 1:10 left in the third period. Now Lane McMartin, go back heavy on the head and the underhook. He has looked outstanding when he's applying pressure. There it is right there, heavy on the head, free up your left arm. Needs to go right back to that left side. He's blocking off with his left arm. He's got to have the confidence to go forward. He's had just some outstanding takedowns so far. If there's one person that should be going forward, it should be Lane right now. Had all just nice drive doubles. Don't even want to be messing around here with his opponent pummeling in. He's the bigger guy, the stronger guy probably here. He needs to be circling and driving forward. 31 seconds, there's another one. I mean, almost not even hard. He could probably, 9-4 score. I mean, we'll probably try to ride him out here, but boy, I'd like to go back to the second period and maybe get him into a take him down and let him up thing. Coach is now saying 18 seconds left. You're going to try and keep him down, but if he's going to go to an ankle, he needs to drive his opponent forward a little bit and get those hips broken down. Yeah, just not getting the right pressure, so he's going to have to go back to practice and work on that ankle pick and getting the right pressure. That's that's an okay adjustment, but his opponent gets that point again. So definitely a little bit of work to do, but hey, we'll take that 9-5 win, so win by decision. And it's 24-3. Independence on top here at the end of 2:20. Just some really nice job on his feet. Lane McMartin, some great drive doubles and look great there. But we got some work to do in that top position to try and break his opponent down. Got to get that ankle, you got to get those hips broken down, then you got to start working up top while controlling the hips at the same time. Okay, it looks like here at 285, South Tama is going to move up their 220-pounder, so it's Justin Suhanik. So Suhanik moving up instead. And Suhanik, a senior for South Tama, and we got Drew Evans out there for Independence, and this is just, I've mentioned it before at the Battle of Waterloo and some of the other dual meets so far this year. This is a tough place for a freshman to be. A freshman at 285, wrestling in varsity competition. Just going to have his hands full. Did a nice job of actually fighting off that shot there. Got himself in a position maybe there at the edge where if he could have hung on to that neck wrench up over top and maybe taken the momentum out of bounds. But gives up the takedown. 1:02 left in the first period. 2-0 score. Drew Evans on the mat for Independence. And, as a freshman at this weight class up at heavyweight, you just got to set a goal that you're going to get better every single match, because it's a pretty safe bet. You're going to be wrestling a junior or senior almost every time you step on the mat. So new start here, 50 seconds left in the first period. Hey, nice job by Drew Evans. You know, one thing he could do is he could go belly down, and sometimes that seems like a safer thing to do. But doing a good job of keeping his base. Just trying to stay on his knees. Now it's going to get a little tougher. Got to work on establishing that base. He's going to have to get hand control, get that left arm freed up. It's little things to keep working on here as a freshman at 285, and got to be careful here. He knows exactly where he's at. He's trying to get himself out of bounds. The referee's being nice. I think probably could get a little whisper in his ear and say, you need to maintain your position a little bit better, because he was trying to find that edge. But smart wrestling by Drew Evans. Maintain the base. That's his key right here for 15 seconds. Maintain the base. Now with this short time here in the first period, we're approaching 10 seconds now. He needs to see what he can do. Can he get a hand control? Get some hand control, get up? No, South Tama able to get that ankle and drive him back down. And the first period is going to wrap up 2-0. So we got a senior, Suhanek, moving up from 220. And it's a 2-0 score. So not too bad, Drew Evans. Way to go. Stay in good position. That's what it's all about. And so far he's done a pretty good job. All right, this is going to be another. Oh, there's locked hands. Oh, going to get just the escape. Referee didn't catch it. We saw it over here on this side of the gym, though. But we got one there. Got a free one there. 3-0 score after the escape by Suhanek, and that's another thing. A freshman wrestling heavyweight. You gotta figure out what the one or two things. Sometimes it only takes one or two things to stop that first motion by your opponent and get him broken down. Drew needs to watch the head slaps a little bit. I don't know if we started it or they started it, but we're getting a little bit more than head taps going on. Now, watching Drew here, he needs to get a little bit heavier with the hands. If you're going to be a heavyweight wrestler, you got to get more comfortable in this collar tie position. He's got to get his head up and at least get forehead to forehead with his opponent. Don't drop your head down quite so low. Stay up on your toes. He's getting back on his heels a little bit. He needs to get his head forehead to forehead, or at least ear to ear, and keep that pressure going forward. Neutralize some of that motion of his opponent. 43 seconds left in the second period. 3-0 score. Drew's holding his own here. We got the 220-pound wrestler that has moved up to 285, and South Tama's wrestler Suhanek is a senior, so we got a senior and a freshman out there. Oh, and there's that head down. Yep. That's what happens when you get your head down. So as an upper weight wrestler, you gotta have a pretty stiff, straight back, and you gotta keep that head up at all times. As soon as it goes down, you're gonna get a forearm right in the back of the head, and you're gonna end up on the mat. That's kind of what happened there. 5-0 score with that takedown right here at the end of the second period. All right, we'll take giving up takedowns though. We can give up some takedowns. Just we want to stay on our feet as long as we can here in this situation. We can use this. This is basically time to grow up and get better here. The longer he stays up on his feet and works on establishing position on his feet, the better he's going to get as the season goes on. Got the collar tie going right now. We need to get, like I said, if he's going to collar tie with his right hand, he needs to get his ear up in there. He needs to get his head up in there. He's got his back bowed and kind of looking down to the mat. And as soon as the opponent creates some space, he's going to get snapped down again. Watch that elbow. Got the outside elbow up a little bit. Needs to pummel back in. 1:21 left in the third period. Elbow high on the right side. He's got to be careful. That's what his opponent's looking for. He's looking for that elbow. Now he's going to snap him down and break those hips down and get the 2.
South Tama.
1:02 left in the third period. Minute left in the third period. 7-0 score. Here's where Drew needs to get his base built back up again. All right, now let's see what can happen here in the third period. Referee's going to give us a new start. We'll take that. We'll take that. We're going to get a chance to start from a base. So South Tama is going to give us the escape.
1 point for Independence.
All right, 7-1. Now we know what South Tama is going to look for. He's going to look for this underhook over on the left side. He's going to look to boost that thing up. Drew just needs to once again stay in good position. There's the snap down. You stay square, and South Tama picks up 2. 9-1 score. And just 18 seconds left in the third period here, right on the edge of the mat. Now we know where we're at. We know where we're at. There we go. We know the real estate, know where we are. That chicken wing, thankfully, hopefully Drew recognized his position on the mat and let that pressure go out of bounds. But we do not want to give up that chicken wing now with 14 seconds left in the third period. Got to establish his base. There you go, crawl forward. That doesn't seem like much of a first move, but that's a nice first move. You get some motion, you create some space between you and your opponent, and then you can work to something different. But Suhanik South Tama catches up, and that's going to be the end of the match. 9-1. That's a major decision for Suhanik of South Tama.
And Justin Suhanik.
So South Tama is going to pick up 4 team points, and the score goes to 24-7. Independence on top in this dual meet. Not a bad match by Drew Evans there at 285. You're wrestling a senior that they were willing to bump up against you. So I'm not sure what they were looking for a little bit more there. Holden Griffith picks up a forfeit.
Now wrestling
So 30-7 is the dual meet score. And we got Jarrett Orr stepping on the mat against Jacob Hess of South Tama. It's good to see Jarrett back in the lineup. Haven't seen him for a little while before Christmas. You can see he's got his right shoulder kind of not taped up, but he's got that brace going. Boy, there you go. Just bear hug that and take it over. Good job by Jarrett. Careful, get control. Good job of getting in there. Like I said, his right shoulder's was kind of banged up a little bit before Christmas, so got that big brace in there. Hopefully that's able to take care of it for him. He's got the takedown, but a cradle hooked up, but false cradle, and his opponent's actually pulled his arm out and reached over top of Jarrett, so that might be the better place to end up, out of bounds with a new start.
123, at the 115.
And while I was writing down something, looking at my notepad, I missed the 2 back points that Jarrett must have picked up, so apologize for that. 4-0 score, Jarrett Orr, and if he doesn't drive him out of bounds, there's a chance he may end up giving up an escape. Oh, nice little scramble there. Getting back up on her feet, now he gives up the escape. 57 seconds left in the first period, 4-1 score. Jarrett Orr on top. There's a shot by South Tama, and Orr just bulldozes forward. Needs to sneak out behind. There's the 2. Needs to watch that right shoulder. Doesn't need his opponent cranking on that thing. Jarrett Orr was initially ranked at the beginning of the season at 106. But it looks like he's gonna finish out the season, I believe, here at 113, unless I heard the wrong thing. Orr up over top with the cradle. Needs to, got it. Oh, it lost the grip on the way over, so he's going to get a couple points. So lost the grip, but picked up 2 more, so 8-1 score. Oh, we got that false cradle. Be careful, be careful. You want to lock tight. 10 seconds left. Just to stay locked tight. Nice adjustment. Wow. Oh, wow. Jarrett Orr. That was an adjustment. I don't even know where he came up with that, but that was nice motion by the hips, Jarrett Orr. That's just an instinct there. Way to throw those hips over top. And a nice fall. Win by fall right at the end of the period there, so 36-7 is the dual meet score. Boy, I wish I had replay on this. I want to watch that again. I know these videos do get stored on Ustream, so feel free to go back and watch it. Ooh. Colin Fischel's trying to sneak underneath that front headlock, and Brady Fritz, South Tama, is able to stop that motion. Fritz is ranked in the top 10. He was ranked at 113, according to the predicament. So I'm not sure if that's just I'm reading the wrong rankings or he's decided to move somewhere else. Yeah, ranked at 113 according to the January 7th rankings, so maybe he's just up for the night. Long Christmas maybe, just can't quite get it back down to 113. Okay, officials fighting out the banana splits here. Fritz with the leg in. That's going to be a tough spot for Colin Fischel to be fighting out of. He's doing a good job. Fritz is doing a good job casting his hips back and forth and just kind of changing directions all the time, so it makes it a little bit tougher for the bottom position when you don't know what's coming. 48 seconds left in the first period. Haven't given up any back points though, so nice job by Colin. This is the 120-pound match. We got 4 matches left after this. Independence pretty much in the driver's seat, 36-7 in terms of the dual meet. Fritz doing a good job, rolling that wrist up. Got the bar arm. Official's gonna have to fight out of this bar arm. Needs to maintain his base here. That's the main thing. Stay low and wide right here. Stay low and wide with the knees. 12 seconds left. Careful, careful.
Potentially dangerous. We will restart.
We got kind of blocked out of that. Potentially dangerous. Officials kind of got scrambling a little bit in the down position, and referee went with the potentially dangerous. You get that bar arm across the back, and sometimes that scramble, you never know where that shoulder's going to end up. So playing it safe there by the referee. 2-0 score though. After all of that, I mean, Fritz really had hip control. He had legs in. He had a bar arm. And after all that, it's still a 2-0 score. Getting a new start here. See what Colin can do in the top position. Like I said, Fritz ranked number 10 at 113, up here wrestling at 120 tonight. So don't know much more than that. We get people moving around the lineups all the time. Oh, here's where Colin's got to be careful. I mean, it's nice to be over top in that, looking for that cradle, but he's got to control those hips a little bit better. And that's what happens. You lose the hips, it frees things up, and Fritz able to sneak out from underneath. Pick up 2 points, a reversal, 4-0 score right now, 1:22 left in the second period. Now, Official's got to be careful here. He's got kind of Fritz going for that leg turk. Oh, had the hips turned. Actually, if Fritz had kept that leg in, that Health Nelson would have gone over. Would have gone over a little bit easier. 1 minute left in the second period. Officials maintaining his base, so I'd like to see those knees underneath, but boy, got an arm tied up all the time. Pretty hard to change positions when you never seem to have hand control. And that's what he needs to be doing with his right arm right now. He needs to be rolling that wrist out. Continue to roll wrists. There we go. Keep rolling those wrists left and right. Build that base in the process. 23 seconds left in the second period. 4-0 score. Fritz on top officials right now. There's a warning for stalling against Colin Fischels. 10 seconds left. And looks like that's how the second period is going to wrap up. Fritz puts legs in there at the end, controls the hips, and we're done with the second period. Colin Fischels behind 4-0, wrestling Brady Fritz of South Tama. What Colin will have to get better at right now in that bottom position is maintaining his base, but it's gotta try and keep control of his wrists a little bit better. Now he can fight off hand control, but he instead needs to take hand control in that bottom position. Something that he can work on here as the season continues and we get closer to the end. Good job so far on the top position. Drops down to a single leg. We'll see where he goes with it. Trying to drive across to a double, but ooh, he's down on the mat, getting stretched out. 1:30 left in the third period. Referee gives the
1 point independence.
1 point independence for something. We're going to let the referee come over here, see if I can hear this. Oh, okay. South Tama must have done something. Unnecessary roughness. Technical violation against South Tama. I don't know what he did. If he let a forearm fall or a knee come forward. 1:29 left.
Also, fans, please check the boards, the Booster Club boards, for your winning prizes before you leave here tonight.
All right, officials still in the top position here. 1:23 left. Doing a good job of keeping pressure forward. Got a lot of pressure forward. Got to get that far arm trapped. Got to be able to go to this inside wrist. He wants to go far arm, but there's an inside wrist right here next to him. If he can drop down to that, drive that forward, and then work across the body. Got to add a little bit more to the repertoire. I know he's looking for that cradle. We're in the wrong spot here. Yep, that should be. Well, we'll see if the referee goes lost.
Control. 41.9 seconds.
So we lost the cradle, and I don't necessarily disagree with the fans behind me, and I'm not on the independent side. That was probably loss of control by Colin there with that inside headlock, but we're going to get in the same position again here. So this is the same thing. It's an inside leg. The referee's going to call it this time. So we got it back. 6-1 score now with that reversal. So when we say inside headlock, you can see the inside leg with the headlocked. South Tama with the left leg in and wrapped up over top. 3.9 seconds, stalemate. And we'll see what Colin can do here in the last 3.9 seconds. Get a little motion here. Hey, good job. Get up to his feet. That's a good place to be. And it wraps up 6-1, so a loss by decision. Not a bad match by Colin Fischels. Brady Fritz ranked in the top 10 at 113, moving up to 120, and Colin, not bad, 6-1 score. Held his own. Got some things he can work on. And we got the rest of the season to do that. Tanner Probasco of South Tama and Jacob Wolf of Independence right now. And Wolf gives up that first takedown and gets the escape right back.
2-point takedown, South Tama.
Another takedown for Probasco. We need to slow this down quickly, otherwise this is not going to be maybe a lot of fun to watch. 1:28 left in the first period, 4-2 after 2 takedowns and an escape. Probasco coming around behind and picking up another one. Okay, we got to see what Jacob can do to slow things down here a little bit. Gonna give us another escape here. 6-4, 6-3, 6-3. 1:02 left now in the first period. There's another shot by Probasco. Boy, Jacob's got to find a way to kind of get control of his opponent. I mean, here's where, even if you don't like to use it, you got to get a collar tie, and tie things up a little bit just to slow your opponent down. Kind of put the brakes on this. 8-3 score with that takedown. 33 seconds left in the first period. Final 15 seconds here. Doesn't look like we're going to have any real change in position. Jacob giving up a chicken wing though right as soon as I say that. Oh, he's in a chicken wing. Probasco's got the far wrist, so looks like we're going to run out of time though. So we don't need to be in that situation. 8-3. Coach Doyle over there on the side telling him to stay down a little bit lower, up on your feet. Stay low and get those hands in front of you to try and slow down those shot attempts by Probasco of South Tama. Wolf in the top position. Probasco right in on the legs. Got to watch that knee. And gets the takedown. So 1 point escape and a takedown for South Tama. 11-3. So got the major decision locked up at 11-3. See what Jacob can do here in the bottom position. There's that chicken wing coming in over on the right-hand side. You know what, Jacob doing a good job of blocking that leg. That's a counter to the chicken wing. But as he's blocking, he's forgetting about his far wrist, and his opponent's taking that far wrist, and in effect, you're probably actually helping him tighten that move up just a little bit. So if we get in that chicken wing, blocking the leg, yeah, that's going to stop him from coming around, but you can't give up that far wrist too, because all he's going to do is relax that pressure, cinch things up a little bit tighter again, and come back forward. 11-3 score, 41 seconds left in the second period. Well, see what Probasco wants to do here. Down to 30 seconds now, trying to roll the wrist out, get a bar arm. Jacob Wolf kind of fighting that pressure. Bad thing is as we're fighting off that pressure, our hips are on the mat. There's that chicken wing on the right side again. Probasco's going to go a different direction now. They're going to try and pull Jake back across, trying to pin that elbow. Now he's got the double wing. 1 second left, and I don't think there'll be any points.
No change at the buzzer.
Moving into the third period now. 11-3 is still got the same score. Coach goes neutral. Told Jacob to go neutral. Here's where Jacob he's got his hands down in front, but he can't allow that left hand to be controlled like that. He's got to try and find his own hand control. There's Probasco with the shot. Goes double, switches out to a single leg, rotates around. Wolf with the whizzer. Gives that up, gives up the 2. 13-3, 10 points. It's going to cut him loose, it looks like.
1 point escape, Independence.
Another whizzer trying to fight that off, so Probasco right back in on the escape. 13-4, 15-4. Okay, here's where Jake needs to circle out of this. when Jake is being cut loose, he's keeping his knees on the mat and backing straight out. He needs to instead, with both of his knees on the mat, step up with one leg, circle to the left or right. Otherwise, his opponent's just going to keep coming straight back at him. Here it is. That's just like that. It's going to come straight back at him. Can't get those knees buried down like that. Elbows in. Oh, he went forward. He knew that's what he was looking for. You need to be able to sense that a little bit better. That's what, those takedown let up and snap downs and so on. Lost track of the score, 22-6. That's the match. That's a tech fall. Tech fall. Yep, we got everybody saying it. Okay, 22-6 tech fall. Lost by a technical fall there for Jacob Wolf at 126.
26 pounds. And the winner going to South Tama, Tanner Prolasco.
So the dual meet score now, 36-15.
Now wrestling at 132 pounds.
Up at 132. We got 3 weight classes left here, 32, 38, 45. Seems like the meet was moving awfully fast there for a while. Things have kind of slowed down. We're here at 132, Colton Vest. Should be Colton Vest out there for South Tama. Sophomore. Okay, Colton Vest, a sophomore. We got Tanner Erickson Dale, a junior for Independence here. Nice little throw by and a takedown attempt by Vest. Yeah. Tanner's going to have to fight off a treetop single leg now. See how well he can hop and keep his balance. Kicks out of it. Kicks out of that trip attempt. So Vest with a nice takedown there. See what Tanner can do here in the bottom position. Good stand up. Way to get back to his feet. Good job trying to lace the legs and stop that lift attempt. Vest with the legs in the top position now. See where Tanner ends up here. Got to be careful with that arm hanging back like that. Legs in and the arm hanging back. Got to be careful because he's going to keep cranking on it just like that. Thankfully that wasn't so bad. Glad his shoulder was going the right direction in that. That could have been not so much fun. 34 seconds left in the first period. Tanner's got to be careful with those legs. Got the legs in, got your elbow pulled back. That's right where your arm's going to go. All right, see if Tanner can get back to his feet. That's where he wants to be. Did a good job with the stand up earlier. He needs to get right back to that position. There's a good scramble. Keep coming. Head up, stand up. Needs to go right to his, see if he can get up on his feet. 2 seconds left. I don't know what the change is going to be. Nope, no change. A nice little scramble. That's what Tanner needs to realize. If he can get his hips freed up a little bit and getting those scrambles, that's going to be good for him. He's down 2-0 here heading into the second period. Good job of getting up to your feet. Oh, careful though. Got a leg turk going there. South Tama's got the leg split. What he's going to do is he's going to go to that far shoulder, and he's going to keep pressure going forward to the head. Far shoulder. Try to pull that shoulder underneath and keep that pressure going forward. So Tanner's going to have his work cut out for him. South Tama's got this pretty tight. He's gonna, there's 2 back points. Oh, that's, well, actually, as tight as that was, that's not too bad to get out of that with just 2 back points. Best from South Tama had that hooked up pretty tight. So 1:11 left in the second period now. Tanner Erickson-Dale behind 4-0. Dual meet score 36-15. So the dual meet's all wrapped up as far as that goes for Independence. We'll come out here with a win. Oh, has Tanner reaching back for that ankle, but he's thinking ankle throw, but there's not going to be an ankle throw when the leg is in there. So as we head back to the middle here, Tanner's going to have to start thinking, what do I got to do to keep these legs from coming in? Need to catch those legs on the way in, get those elbows down. Down 30 seconds. 30 seconds left in the second period. Best kind of waiting for Tanner to him to bring his hips up, but then, oh, Tanner had a chance there. Darn, want that one back. Best was waiting for Tanner to come up with his, build his base essentially, bring his knees back up, waiting to get the legs in. Tanner was able to fight that off, get himself to a stand-up. But not able to finish that stand-up, and they finish up at 4-0 score at the end of the second period. It's going to be Best's turn to be in that down position.
4-0.
See what Tanner can make happen here in the top position. We're here at 132. We got 2 more matches left. Boy, there's a quick motion by Best, and a 2.
South Tama.
Tell you what, South Tama, they've got some impressive wrestlers here that are underclassmen. Their underclassmen have done a really nice job so far tonight. So they're definitely going to be somebody to keep an eye on here in the next few years. Got some solid wrestlers. So you got Best here, a sophomore wrestling Tanner Erickson-Dale, a junior for Independence. He's ahead 6-0 right now. Minute 15 left in the third period. And got those legs in, and he's just cranking away on that shoulder. Got the power half. And just trying to separate that shoulder from Tanner's body. Trying to pick up some back points. Now he's going to cast the hips over. .50 seconds left now in the third period. Now we got 2 legs in, so this makes it really tough for the bottom wrestler because he's got no control of his hips. That's a good idea. Tanner needs to just, control that arm. Control that arm, keep that tight, start coming out the back door. Needs to pull that arm tight. He's got control of that left hand, and he needs to reel that thing in. Kind of hanging on to that wrist, and actually had a little more offense with that wrist than I think he thought he did. Ooh, now he gets the head down. Oh, you cannot hang your head when the top guy's got those legs in. Those are going to be just wicked power halves. 6-0 is how it ends up, so a loss by decision. And so 36-18 is the dual meet score right now. Tanner's going to have to spend a little time in that bottom position with the guy with his legs in. Got to figure out what he can do. So here now at 138, Dallas Horn, a freshman for South Tama, and Drew Davis, a senior for Independence. There's a nice double leg, and see if he can finish that thing off. And there we go. There's 2. So Drew Davis starts off right with the takedown. 36-18, the dual meet right now. got one more match after this, and then we have 10 JV matches is how we'll kind of finish off the night. Oh, Drew stacks him over.
138 pounds.
Well, there's another one I'd like to rewind.
Ball going to the Mustangs and Drew Davis.
Drew just kind of stacked him over top of his head and caught him long enough for the referee to call the pin. It was a pretty quick one, but we'll take it. So a win by fall by the senior, Drew Davis.
For the Mustangs, Seth House.
And we're at 42-18. And we got on the mat right now at 145. Dylan Kronk. Yeah, Dylan Kronk and Seth House. So they must have their lineup shuffled just a little bit differently.
Out of bounds, we will restart. Independence control position, 142.
So nice takedown there by Seth House to start things off here at 145. Last match of the dual meet. Independence ahead 42-18. That last match, Drew Davis. I know Drew's always flirting with being ranked. There's a chicken wing. He walked over, caught the head. Needs to make sure he doesn't cross the legs. So chicken wing tried to figure for the head on the way over. Was pretty smart there. Didn't recognize he didn't have the figure four around the head and didn't go ahead and scissors his legs. That would have made it illegal. Now he's got the bar arm back across the back. Oh, bar arm with the arm trap. Ooh, he's going to walk that right over top. 1 minute left, and we'll see if he can get the fall, and that's it. Nice fall there. Nice pin by Seth House. And it's 48-18 at the end of this dual meet. So Independence is going to pick up another dual meet win here in the Walmack. 48-18 against South Tama, and we're gonna go right into some JV matches, I believe.
Mustangs and Coach Mike Doyle. Now we conclude this round with our final JV matches.
Take a quick look here who we're gonna see on the JV side of things.
With our first JV match here in third round.